real happy for our team. It's always a great game when we play Rutgers. You know, we played before last year, played twice in a row in the NCAA tournament, and then last year they were just better than us. They beat us up. They were a better team. This was one that, you know, we had circled. It's midweek games are always a little tricky, but you know, I like the way we played for 3 quarters. I think the fourth quarter, you know, we struggled getting some draws, and it's just really hard to stop the bleeding when you can't get the ball. It's really hard to go on a run. It's hard to stop a run when you're not getting the ball. So again, it's a good opportunity for us to learn from that. You know, I think whether it be some in-game adjustments or things along those lines. We've been great at the draw all season. So I think it's a matter of us. You know, we were in control most of the game. It's pretty good job there until the fourth quarter. But you need to win the ones in the fourth quarter to win a game. So we'll fix that. Full belief in our coaches and our players. But I'm excited for our players to win this game tonight. It's a big game, a home game against a Big Ten opponent that has been, you know, they've done a nice job over there. And, you know, a lot of respect for Rutgers. The coach does a great job. They got great players. They play hard. It's important to them. I think there's a lot of similarities in the two programs, which is why I think we always have a great game. You know, really excited for Kailyn and for Ellie. 200 goals is a monster number. You know, it's you know, I think the nice thing about that number, and you look at numbers like that, it's not just a one-year thing, right? So they string together, consistent, work hard. I thought 14 was the best player on the field tonight, and I think that showed. You know, her balanced, you know, stat line of 3 and 3, and you know, I actually said to her at the start of the third quarter, I'm like, I don't know, everyone's getting face guard except 14, and I think 14 was a problem tonight. So, you know, really happy for her. Avery's done what Avery's done all season. National Defender of the Week was impressive, but not surprising. I think Avery's crushed it all year. So happy for her. You know, I think overall, just it's nice to get a win against, you know, a good program, a team that's been in the tournament for the last couple of years, and you know, we're moving forward.
Questions? Can you talk about a little more about the fourth quarter? Obviously, you guys a lot of your defense, considering you guys weren't winning the draws, and then, you know, you got some stops, but then turned the ball over right back. So can you just talk about what you saw there that you didn't like?
Yeah, you're dead on. I mean, you know, you make some stops, then you turn it over. You're playing so much defense. So, you know, people are tired and they're unable to clear the ball, right? And when you're gassed like that, you're thinking everything looks different, right? It's one of those things where, you know, it's why we ask our attack to be the brains of the operation, because our middies are running up and down the field and they don't always think rationally, right? So, you know, it's you know, it's something where it happens. You know, there's a good team on the other side. They're going to make plays, but we have to have more poise in those situations. And we do make a stop. Everybody needs to be part of the solution where, you know, if you're fresh, yeah, you can get it to 42 or you get it to one of, you know, somebody else to make a couple players miss. But when you're tired, it's got to be cleared with everybody. And I think people were hiding from the ball a little on the clear, but that's just, and we played a lot. We lost every draw in the fourth quarter. So, you know, I think that was really hard for us to you know, be able to do something to stop the bleeding. And, you know, but that was, you know, I think that was it. And then you know, then there's cards, and it turned into an odds and evens game. And, you know, I thought the game just looked different in the fourth quarter.
But obviously, that seems great. You had some big moments when they cleared 2 goals. Rachel had that huge clear. You had another cost turnover that eventually led to Alex's goal. Can you just talk about those moments, what you saw from those players?
Yeah, I mean, you got to dig deep, right? Like, you know, we work really hard. We push our kids every day in practice so that when they're on E, you're able to make a big play to, you know, Rachel had a tough time clearing the ball tonight. You know, she had a couple key turnovers, but, right, to Rachel's credit, she also maybe had the most important clear of the game. So trust our players. They're going to make plays. They're going to make mistakes. It's sports, right? Not everything's perfect. You know, and you wound up, you know, Claire was, you know, human highlight reel all game long. So, you know, and then that last one, you know, Ellie had to go clear the ball for us. Then we got a couple cards. They started swinging a little bit, and, you know, our team did a nice job of bending and not breaking. But I look at something like this. You get out of here alive, right? You win. And there's a lot of really good opportunity things for us to learn from what happened tonight. So we'll get better from it. And, you know, it's a nice win for our players. We're happy for them. And, I think that's the biggest thing you should get out of here with a W.
And what does it mean to you, because you've been here since their beginning, Kailyn, and I know you reaching this mark, 5th and 6th players in program history. What does it mean to you to have, you've been here since the start for them?
Honestly, I could not be more proud. I've watched these women grow up, and they're incredible people, and I remember them on their recruiting visits, and they're just, I think they just buy in, and they do it the right way, right? And I think they show up every day, and they bring their lunch pail, and it's not easy to be a Division I athlete. It's not easy to be a marked Division I athlete. These guys get off the bus, and they're getting everybody's best effort. So, it's a credit to them and their hard work. And as far as me, I'm proud. Anything I can teach them and help them with, I want to do that for them. But to watch them strive and achieve, these guys their stories are all different, right? But I remember watching her last high school game. In a situation we laugh about it all the time. She basically had to drive the bus to the game as well for her team. So, but again, it's a special group of seniors. And those guys are the picture of consistency. It's really cool, I think, in a way for them to do it on the same night, because they've kind of been Batman and Batman. I don't want to say Batman and Robin. I think it's Batman and Batman. I'm proud of them. I couldn't be happier for these guys, and they deserve it. They deserve the accolades because they work their rear ends off day in and day out, and it doesn't happen by accident. It's no different. I tell my kids, you show up and work every day. No one's going to hand you anything. So these guys are the picture of that. Claire, we're going to survive. She's going to be all right, which is very, very, you think the worst when you see an athlete go down. X-rays are negative. Knee is good. We got good news. So that's good news for our program. That's good news for all of us. And she's in better spirits now, knowing. I think there's a little panic, obviously, anything like that. But, I'm not going to give you the company lower body injury, and then not, she's going to be good. She's fine. We've averted disaster, and she's one of the very best in the country, anywhere, in any position. She's one of one. So I'm very, very happy for the good news our doctors supplied us with right before I came in here.
Can I go to the play? Yeah. Kailyn, so you were a couple goals away from the milestone coming in the game, and you achieved it right away. First, what was your approach going to the game? I'm sure it wasn't just, let me get this milestone, but it was aggressive, I'm sure. And just overall, how does it feel to achieve that?
No, it definitely wasn't like, let me get the 200 right away. I think it's just more, we were hungry for this win. It was Rutgers. We lost them last year, and we wanted payback. So I think getting the team going, I saw Ellie was being locked off. They were locking off Finn behind. So I knew I had to step up and get the team going a little bit, and just happened in my favor. So, and it just happened to be the milestone too. So.
And you touched on it a little bit. Obviously, it was a very costly loss last year in terms of the rankings. Big upset on a ranked team. First time you guys lost from a ranked team in a long time.
Ouch.
Just talk about
Head coaching.
talk about just how does it feel to kind of get revenge, and it was a tough game, but you guys got the best of them. How does that feel?
It always feels good to get revenge on someone. So we came out, we played a better game than them today fully, and yeah, it feels good. So.
And just one for Avery. Those final possessions where you need those stops as the anchor of that defense, kind of what are you saying to your players? How are you bringing that group together after each goal and settling them down? And once they brought in 2 goals, kind of can you just talk about how you felt there and the plays that were made?
I think the second half, it was just a different team that we saw. We adapted late in the game, a little bit too late, but I think after those last few goals, we really came together and we're like, we will not see anything else. We need these stops right now. If we're not getting them on the draw, we will be the ones to get it back. And I think we did, and then we'd either slip up or turn it over, but we worked harder than them to get it back and come through.
That said, we're up 12-4. We need Mariano on the mound there. We got to be able to close that out and get out of there. So that's something where we'll get better from. It just, that's a good team on the other side. I think a lot of the games we've been up like this, teams have kind of rolled over and played dead, and we ran away with it. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows, right? It's sports. There's a really good team on the other side, and we'll be better for this. Makes us battle tested. I think ordinary team would probably roll over 12-10, man down, everything downhill, out of timeouts, not getting stops, and you gotta. Sometimes you just gotta bunker down and figure it out, but up 12-4, we got to put them away there. I don't know if we took our foot off the gas. Draws were part of it for sure, but we got to be better there. That starts with me.
Real quick, just want to jump in. Avery, before today's game, like I mentioned, you named the National Defensive Player of the Week. What does it mean to you to achieve such a prestigious honor?
It was awesome news for me today. But I knew coming into this game that didn't matter. So
I'm proud of her. That is, she's giving you business like this answers. It's a tremendous feat. Defense has been something that we take a lot of pride in. For her to get that award, she's the front of it because she's making those plays, and it's based on the 6 people around her to be able to make the plays to allow her to be the play. But she's QB1 of our defense, right? And those players around her are the ones helping her, but she's ultimately making those plays. So it's different than a conference player of the week. This is something that's larger scale, and Avery's an All-American in my opinion. I think when you win National Defender of the Week, it probably helps justify my viewpoints on that. But tonight, she should be proud of herself. I'm proud of her.
I'm also
I know
proud of
Coach, and Kailyn's proud of her, and I think Coach Craig probably is not proud of her, but he's probably mad at her for some reason. But no, we're happy for Avery. She deserves it. Avery's a great story. She's somebody who sat the bench for a couple years and just worked, right? And sat behind another great player and learned the position and was waiting her time. And when I think she came here and she, I think it's a story I'll tell for, kids, especially now in the era of the transfer portal and stuff like that. Most kids would run, but she did. She believed in, trusted the coaches. I think she knew that we believed in her, and she's having an All-American caliber season. So, a good lesson there for young kids who like to run to the transfer portal. We don't do that here, though.
Last one. So, Kailyn, for you, we mentioned that you became the 5th player in program history to reach the 200-goal plateau. The 4 players that did it before you, right? Mount Rushmore of Stony Brook Lacrosse, Courtney Murphy, Allie Kennedy, Kylie O'Miller, Taryn O'Miller, right? Might not be able to give me the proper answer right now because it just happened, but what does that mean to you? Can that even process, right? That's not just Mount Rushmore of Stony Brook Lacrosse, that's Mount Rushmore of lacrosse, right? Mm-hmm. Those names. So what does that mean to you to join that decorated list?
Yeah, it means everything to me. Playing after these amazing players is something that I've always looked forward to and looked up to. I've always looked up to those players. I've come when I was little and watched them play. So to be in filling their shoes halfway, maybe, it's an amazing honor. So.
Yeah, that's she should be in the discussion of being on the Mount Rushmore here. I think she deserves it. It's not easy, not easy to score 200 goals, and a lot of those guys play together. Where Kailyn and Ellie have obviously had the opportunity to play together here too. So those are sick numbers. Those are video game numbers. So she definitely, I'm glad, shouldn't take it lightly. She deserves to be right there with those guys. And it's cool. I talk about the program, right? She came here and watched those players and aspired to be here and chose to come to play here. And I think that was the goal when I took over this program, to kind of make it homegrown. And when you get studs like this to stay home, it makes a dummy like me look really smart.